Are you thinking of moving to Longmont, but you're not sure what neighborhood to move into? Today, I'm going to talk about 4 neighborhoods that are my 4 favorite neighborhoods within Longmont. And that's going to be, we're going to look at the Old Town, we're going to look at Prospect's New Town, we're going to look at Mcintosh Lake and Somerset Meadows. Those are going to be the 4 neighborhoods we're going to look at today. And I'm going to save my favorite neighborhood for the very end. Hi, my name is Jamie and I'm a realtor in the beautiful state of Colorado. On this channel, we look at what life is like here in Colorado. We look at the different cities, we look at the real estate, we look at the housing market. If these things interest you, then hit the subscribe button and hit the bell notification to be notified next time I post a video. And if this video is helpful to you, hit that thumbs up button. It's going to help the video spread to other people that it might be helpful to as well. Now, I get calls from people all the time asking me what life is like here in Colorado. Now, these people, they want to move here and they need help. They need to answer some questions for them. If that's you, give me a call, send me a text, send me an email. I love talking to people who are thinking about moving to Colorado, but they're unsure and they have some questions and they need some honest opinions about what life is like. I'll be as honest as I can and I'd love to talk to you, so give me a call and we'll chat. All right, the first neighborhood that we're gonna look at is the historic downtown area. Now, this neighborhood is a very common neighborhood when it comes to historic neighborhoods. The houses are, as you can probably guess, older houses. And they come with the positive and the negative of an old house. The positive is there are tons of character to these houses. They are just that. They are historic houses that were built when the community was first established. Now, there's downsides to that as well. You're going to find smaller lots. You're not going to find large garages if you even have a garage at all. There's a lot of houses that don't, because back when it was first established, garages really weren't a thing. They didn't want to waste space on garages. You will also find that there's 2 parks that'll be in the area. And these parks, you have the Thompson Park and the Roosevelt Park. These parks are awesome places to go and hang out as a family, go for a walk. They also have a lot of events and festivals that they'll have in these parks. The downtown area is also close to, well, the downtown. So you're going to have a lot of the boutique shops. You're going to have a lot of the restaurants. You're going to have some of the nightlife. There's not really a whole lot of nightlife in Longmont in general, but what there is, you will experience downtown. So if you like that feel, if you want to be where the action is and experience the old town of Longmont, Old Town is probably where you want to be. You're close to downtown, you're where the action is, and the housing down there is going to range from $400,000 to $600,000. And so it's more of the mid-range price point for the city in general. Now, maybe the old housing is not for you. You want something more modern. You want something that almost is a community inside the community. Prospect New Town may be the place for you. You want to talk about just kind of a cool neighborhood. You drive around this and you can just drive around and look at the architecture all day long, because it is just so unique and it's very super modern, but you're not going to have like the cookie cutter type construction. Every property is going to be a little bit different. It's going to offer something different for the homeowner. They also have a lot of amenities that are built within that community. So maybe you don't like getting in your car and driving. You just want to walk to the gym, walk to a restaurant, to a coffee shop. Then Prospect New Town may be a good option for you. It's still relatively close to the downtown area, so you're still really in the heart of Longmont, but it doesn't have that old town feel. It has a very new, modern, contemporary feel to it. And there's probably a very tight-knit community within there because everything is very tight-knit. It's a very compact community. And it's just a cool place to be. So if that's you, if you've got that hipster vibe and you want to be in a community and be within walking distance and have kind of that unique architecture, Prospect New Town may be the place for you. Now, maybe being at the heart of Longmont where all the action isn't that important to you. Maybe you need a little bit more elbow room, but you just love nature. You love the mountains, you love the lake. Then maybe Mcintosh Lake may be the place for you. Now, there are some gorgeous houses over in this area, and a lot of them will back up to that lake, and so you'll have gorgeous views of the mountains and the lake, very pristine environment. It's a very laid-back community. They do have curfews on the lake itself to make sure that people aren't out after dark. So it is, from that aspect, a little bit of a safer neighborhood. You're not going to have as much of that type of activity going on, but you're still going to have very unique architecture with the houses, and your price point is going to be kind of all over the board. You can get some patio homes there for the mid 400s all the way up to a mansion that backs up to the lake that's going to be over $1 million. So you have a lot of options there, but there's lots of paths, lots of nature experiences and activities. So if that's you, then Mcintosh Lake may be the place that's best suited for you. All right, so I said I would leave my favorite neighborhood for last, and that's the Somerset Meadows neighborhood. Now, if you want to live a little bit farther outside of the downtown area of Longmont, Somerset is a good option for you. It is a newer community. They do have some amenities that have sprouted up around it. So you still have amenities close, you're just not as close to the downtown area. Now, the houses in here are going to be newer construction, and a lot of them have larger lots, so you'll have a little bit more elbow room. Now, the price is not cheap. To live in Somerset, you're probably going to start at like $650, and you'll go up over a couple $1 million if you really want the nicest house on the block. That being said, there are quite a few houses that back up to some open space, and they'll have really quite large lots. And the architecture, to me, I just love it. I love that new kind of modern, kind of traditional, depending on the property. I love that kind of architecture, and Somerset has that in spades. They have lots of different options for you, and it is a very vibrant and growing community because it is so desirable, and a lot of people are looking to move out there. Now, I know there are lots more neighborhoods that I could have mentioned and gone through and shown you some pictures and video for. The reality is I'm limited on time, and I wasn't able to show those to you. But I am putting a relocation guide down in the description. This guide's intended to help you if you want to make a decision whether to move to Longmont or not. If that's the question you have in your mind, download the guide. It's absolutely free, and it's packed with more information than you probably even want about Longmont, but the goal is to help inform you to make the best decision you can to decide whether Longmont is the place for you to live or not.